This is unscripted. I just want to give my if it, I can't say my followers because I'm just starting out. I don't even have any people. I do have a few followers on Facebook. I got a I got a couple of regulars. I'm kind of losing them because I'm not putting up stuff regularly. Anyway, I want to give you an update on situation. I was a street performer for 37 years. In the last 8 years, I've been performing out without any alcohol or beer. I stopped drinking beer 8 years ago, alcohol and beer. And before then, I think it was 4 years without tobacco. Nah, and not really that long. Well, anyway, that's none of your business. I'm just serious. Everything ain't for everybody's ears. That's another story that I might share in the book. Anyway, let me give you an upgrade. Since I've been back in I had a fire about 3 years ago, and I lost everything that I had been saving for. All of my vintage instruments I had been adding up, keyboards, everything was lost. So God's blessed me to get a big foothold here. If it wasn't for the fire, I wouldn't be living in this fancy, smancy apartment building. But I had to uh, lose everything to get this. Now I have everything that I have. Well, I'm thankful. I'm counting my blessings. My cup is overflowing where I'm overwhelmed. Okay, I wrote like 8 songs. 4 songs I wrote about over 20 years ago. Then I wrote 4 more songs around the time the World Trade Center fell, after the World Trade Center fell, or around that time. 4 songs. Let me see, the World Trade Center fell. It was 16 years before the World Trade Center fell, I think. Or let's play it like 11 years before the World Trade Center fell. And then I wrote another 4 songs about less than 11 years ago. So I got 8 songs that I need to redo over that I don't have in I don't have MIDI format, and it's not in any sessions. I have it on a CD, which I had to ask my brother to mail me a CD that I had. Looks like I got a muscle. Wow. Looks like it, but I've been sitting around since when the virus started. I haven't been back outside since Friday the 13th. I like to go to work on Friday the 13th when I played on the street because it's always my luckiest day or my blessed day. I don't believe in luck. Uh, anyway, so I've been in. Now I have to realign my life to fit the social media lane. I have to rearrange my life to fit the social media lane, not the fast lane. But and I since I started, I just been putting up some of the songs I knew. If you look back, some of the very first songs I did, I I'm not bragging on. I'm sounding a little bit better, but you can go find some of the old piano pieces that I did. I was playing a keyboard, and then I started playing that Yamaha CP88. It's a hammer action, so I had to learn how to play the hammer feels a piano. I had to learn how to play a piano because I was playing the keyboard. I'm trying to keep this short. And anyway, YouTube thing, of course, that takes at least a year to get up and running or 6 months to get into the flow of things. My nephews let me try to ride in on his coattail, but his viewers are watching like heavy metal, gangster rap, hardcore. That's his group of people. I might can get. I did get a young lady out of there, Annie. She calls herself Evil Bunny on Facebook. Very nice young lady. She helped me with my graphics. She did my graphics on my YouTube board. What they call it, the billboard. Yeah, she took that and fixed that up for me. She's helping me out. Anyway, and I'm running into some people on Facebook that's giving me real good encouragement when I was telling them I was into my writer's block. Well, anyway, I've been doing my studio over again, really on a shoestring budget when you don't have enough Ethernet cables and your priorities are for to get like this keyboard. Sweetwater let me do a monthly payment on it. I think it's $170 a month here for this Phantom. So that's money that I am on a fixed income. I'm retired, disability, and so I get a little bit to survive on. Counting that with your phone bill, your car. I just started driving about 8 years ago. So thank God I never drove. I'm 64 and I just started driving 8 years ago. Add it up. What had happened was my father had got sick and fell down and broke a bone. That's when I stopped drinking beer and I realized I need to get actually I was down to like 110 pounds drinking that Guinness stout, all the dark beers. It was fun. I tell you, I had a pitcher. I used to pour like three. I was up to like at least 12, at least a half a case a day. $11 a six pack, half a case a day. I had to buy at least three six packs a day so I can have some left over for the next morning. That was a car note. Anyway, when I stopped drinking, I saved my money. I bought a car, Mustang 2000. Blah blah blah. Fast forward, the car was to go visit. The I had to go see my father, and I didn't have anybody to come pick me up. So I got a car. Now I have a Mustang 2000 sitting out there. Actually, I'm behind on my insurance. I didn't even know I've been riding around without insurance for 2 months almost, or a month at least. That's neither here nor there. I hope my sister's not watching this. She probably won't watch it if I don't tell her to go look at it. Anyway, a shoestring budget. Building the studio, I either had to get what I needed or what I wanted. So I decided to get what I needed, which was not things like buying Ethernet cables uh, and USB. I had to do what I had to try to survive with the. Anyway, that's enough of that crying. And thank God I got what I got because I never had this situation living in a nice place like this. I come from the really rough starting out on your own when you decide to just go cutting 37 years ago. I went on a sabbatical to live. I went and lived out on the street didn't even have a flute at the time. I saved up and to get a flute. I knew how to play a flute, but got a flute. I played the flute on the street. That's when 60 Minutes got me. Washington Post pictures hung in the Library of Congress. Blah blah. Yeah, 60 Minutes did a story. I didn't even know I was on TV for a year. Became the icon of Washington D.C.'s flute player, street homeless dude at the time. Pulled myself up by my bootstraps. Fast forward, started playing piano. I remember my father took me to the music store. I got $100 little cheap keyboard. Now these keyboards are like $30. I paid $100 for it just to practice a 62 notes, 61 notes, practice my scales, different keyboards from there. I didn't know their battery, nothing was battery powered except for the toys. Hammer action was way unheard heard of. That was at least about 80, 60 pounds was the lightest one you can find. Fast forward, now I'm the 37 years later, got to know the subways pretty good. Was doing pretty good out there. Was building up my studio. I was going out making my money. I had it down to a science where I could leave the house, go out and play for 2 hours, and get back in the house in less than 5 hours. Had my money. Well, here we are. Here, I got these 8 songs to record. Plus, I want to do some other stuff, sessions. I got writer's cramp, so I think I only laid down a piano part for a dream song that I had called "You Gotta Hold On." I dreamed it. It's just a descending all the way down the scale and turns around on the fifth, on the four. Turns around, turn around. Anyway, having writer's cramp as a musician, that means you don't want to play anything that's going to build into a project. Anything that you have to write a chord down, if you can't remember in your head, you don't want to write it down because that's writer's cramp. Or you don't want to record anything because you're going to have to put a track to a metronome and put the drums in. And oh man, so once you get past the point, once you start doing it, then you can't stop. There was a time I could record a song that I knew if I wanted to do it over again, I could do the whole song over, piano part, a couple of times, maybe on the second take, I get it. I can put the bass line all the way through, maybe 3 or 4 takes. I get the bass line all the way through the whole song, drums, some strings and stuff. In less than 20 minutes, I could put down a whole song on a sequence. That was years ago when I was doing it regularly. Did go to Omega Recording School. And anyway, coming up to where we are, let me skip to this first. Say this. This is my Christmas books, my jazz standards. These are some of the books I was using when I was playing outside. I cut out the pages and glued them in here. Some compilation of different styles of jazz, uh, mostly jazz, popular songs. This is this was for the road. Uh, okay, here, let me show you. So much stuff to do on top of trying to. I'm see if I can reach this. I have a bookshelf in here. That I got a circuit in my microphone. This is a jazz progressions. I haven't even looked in this. It doesn't have the melodies. It's just the chord progressions. Okay. Haydn, piano, virtuoso. These are scales and exercises. I'm supposed to run through this whole book every day. They say you can do it in less than an hour. Take me a long. If I guess I can do it and get through this. If I would play each one and scale one time, I probably can get through it in less than an hour. But nobody's going to play one scale one time, not unless you already exercise. You can do one exercise one time. If I can do one exercise one time the correct way, I'm not going to put myself down. I probably can get through this in an hour if I concentrate. My reading, excuse the microphone's got a short in it. My reading, I should be able to sight read. I need to. If you don't do it regularly, you forget the lines. You know your lines and spaces. I should be able to sight read any music, anything. My jazz standards, I should know my jazz standards. I should have at least 100 jazz standards in my head, known to be able to transpose from key to key. This is getting too long, 15 minutes. I should be able to play Nightingale sang on Berkeley Square. I should be able to at least Night in Tunisia and Satin Doll. I should be able to play 100 most called songs from the bandstand. Okay, that's not. This is on top of doing the session songs, the 8 session songs that I wrote years ago, running through the scales and exercises, brushing up on ah uh top 40. Now we coming into Christmas. There's more, as you know, there's more Christmas songs than any song, other songs. You got your jazz Christmas songs, you got your traditional way in a major religious spiritual Christmas songs, and then you got spiritual Christmas songs, you got gospel Christmas songs too. And then you got your all kind of Christmas songs. Uh Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, Nutcracker Suite. And now I know I do remember the songs. Once I start playing them, if you hadn't played the song for a year, go back. If you can know it, some people can do that. Maybe one day I'll be able to pull up a song that I hadn't played in years. Once you start playing it, it comes back to you, and then you say, "I don't believe it took me that long." Even when you're learning a song, me myself, I can only speak for myself. When I'm learning a song, after I learn the song, I said, "Man, I don't believe it took me that long. It's just a pattern." I can't move around. I'm great sign off anyway. There goes my laundry. The It's so funny being having so many blessings. Ah, I had I used to had to go out of the building for a laundromat down the street, and then there's a laundromat around the corner. One year, I lived in Patrick Welch's house. That he was a slumlord. Uh, that was first apartment that I had to pay regular rent. I think I was paying. How much was I paying? $600 a month or something like that, or 400. I don't know. I forgot how much it was. That was on top of phone bill, light bill, electric bill. No, I didn't have to pay electric bill there. Anyway, I say that to say now I got a laundry room. And so it's my second time having a dishwasher. The last apartment I never did use a dishwasher, but the laundry thing is beeping, and it's so funny that people have blessings, and when the laundry goes off, beep, the laundry go, and it drives them nuts because they're mad because the laundry is beeping, telling them to come get it instead of remembering your blessings. I do it myself. I forget my blessings. That's what I guess that means when your cup overflow, when you can't hold all the blessings and it spills out. I don't know. I don't understand that, but I know I have more than my blessings that I'm appreciating. Put it that way. I'm going to make sure I'm counting my blessings, count my blessings as they hatch. Anyway, I got some throw some stuff in the laundry. I pulled out that old vacuum cleaner today. Had these wood floors. I always wanted wood floors that I didn't have so much junk that I can see the floor. I can see the floor. So I pulled the vacuum out this morning. Vacuum. Try to keep. I'm gonna keep everything down to 20 minutes. I'm gonna do everything 20 minutes. So I'm winding now. I got 1 minute to wind out. And this is look at this. This is Godfather's waltz from the motion picture, and then Godfather 2 theme song. I love movie themes and TV themes. Cheers. I love that Godfather. Alf. Remember Alf? Do, 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 do. I love all the Star Trek themes. So many songs. I need to practice on. See, that's another thing. That should take 2 hours of the day trying to play music without the music, just trying to play it off the top of your head using the structure. Up, got a few more seconds, and here we go. I'm going to keep everything down in 20. Got 3 seconds. I'm signing off. Ah, and I got 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Laundry's calling me. 1, and we out.